Hello everyone, Liam Severe here. Welcome to this updated video for the weather across the Caribbean, the United States, and South Africa. Today's date is Saturday, August 1st, 2026. Now before the video starts, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video. If you don't know, that's how the YouTube algorithm works. When you like the video and you subscribe to the channel, the YouTube algorithm pushes the video out to more people, and then we can start reaching the people that are in the path of any of the storm systems that we talk about in these videos. Also, drop a comment down below, let me know any of the weather-related questions you have for your specific area, or any of the questions you have for me. Also note that I am an official partner of WXRundown, so go check out WXRundown, top link in the description. And let's dive right in. And we're going to start with the National Hurricane Center's 7-day tropical weather outlook. This was updated at 7:07 a.m., so it hasn't been updated in a few hours, but this is the current latest update, and you can see tropical cyclone activity is not expected during the next 7 days as far as what the National Hurricane Center is putting out there. Now, I wouldn't be too shocked if we see over the next few days we see a yellow risk, which would indicate under a 40% chance off the coast of South Carolina and North Carolina here, where we could see the potential of the next hurricane or tropical storm. And I'll show you more about that. Taking a look at what the tropic surface maps are looking like right now. You see the normal ridge of high pressure off to the north. We know that's responsible for sending all the tropic waves to the Caribbean. You can also see that trough coming off the United States still there. And you can see our new tropic wave that is associated with a low. So will this become a next tropical system? It has the chance. This is one of the many ones that actually do have a chance here. They're associated with that low there and that tropic wave. If we take a look at this map, can we make out that tropic wave? And yes, we can. You see the tropic wave here off of the coast of Africa. Now you can also see, if we line some of the other ones up, we have one here, we have one in the Caribbean, and we have one exiting the Caribbean. You can see all four of them on the map. Number 1, number 2 here, number 3, and then you have number 4 over here. And those are all four of the current tropic waves impacting the Gulf, the Caribbean, and the Atlantic. Those are all three of the main development regions. This would be the main development region where we always have those form. But that's what we're looking like as far as the tropics is right now. And we'll come back to the tropics, but for now I want to focus on the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for today, as we do have a pretty big risk. We have a slight risk of severe weather today, issued by the Storm Prediction Center. I'm going to break down everything here in a few minutes about what you can expect. So you can see that this slight risk of severe weather is over Kentucky, and then this goes back up north through southern Indiana. It includes Cincinnati there in Ohio, and it goes all the way down through Alabama. But here is the problem, and the problem is going to be the storms that are about to fire off. It is 11:57 right now at the time that I'm recording this. In the next 2 to 3 hours, we will see storms initiate along a line, and I'm going to show you that here on the future radar so you can know what to expect. But this is when these storms have a big chance. You notice these showers. Notice these showers here along this line. These things start to build very rapidly, and this is looking at 3 p.m. So anywhere from 1 to 3 p.m. we're going to see that, and this is when our tornado threat goes through the roof. This is when, if there is the highest point for this tornado threat and this severe weather threat, this period of 1 to 3 p.m. is going to be that. This is what you can see, and the HRRR doesn't do a good model of showing what this could be like. But these storms do initiate, and they head northeast. So the main threat in my eyes is going to be the Louisville area and anywhere east of I-65. However, the Storm Prediction Center has gone ahead and put that tornado risk that we were talking about yesterday a little bit more to the west. So this does include all of Louisville now, and this also goes back through Indianapolis, where we have that tornado threat. Of course, it is the lowest threat that the National Weather Service can issue, but at the same time, I don't want this to just fly by, because remember on Monday, and you guys are going to remind me probably about this in the comments, so I'm going to just say it. We had an EF3 tornado go through, and it was on a 2% tornado risk, and there was no SIG 1. So that means that the National Weather Service, or the Storm Prediction Center, I should say, has put in the new year. They have added these SIGs, and what this means is significant 1, significant 2, and significant 3. This is much different. The hatch line you used to see, this used to mean that there was a chance of EF2 or more tornadoes, and it was only a hatch risk. It would look just like, imagine how the SIG 1 looks, that's dotted line. That was before this year. But this year they have implemented the SIG 1, SIG 2, and SIG 3 outlooks. And ever since they've just spammed the SIG 1 on almost every outlook day that included a tornado risk. But for some reason, the one time that there's a big tornado like this, it was only a 2%, and there wasn't even a SIG 1. So, will the Storm Prediction Center change that? Who knows? But as of right now, that is what's happening. And also, if you live in this area, I don't want you to be scared. Be prepared. That is... okay. Don't worry, I'm good. I'm good. But, don't be scared, be prepared. We have this tornado risk today. And let's take a look at the HRRR models again for how you can expect this to form. As we move throughout the hours, this is going to continue to kind of build, moving east-northeast. I just got a heart attack, bro. I'm good, but dude, I was like, oh my god, you serious? Already a tornado? Nah, I'm good. But yeah, this will continue moving east-northeast. You can see the HRRR shows some storms in the North United States as well, so Indianapolis is what I mean. And that's where we could be seeing that. Now, I want to go over quickly the watches versus the warnings, because this is something that people get mixed up a lot, and I know some of you, or a lot of you, probably know the difference, but for anyone that doesn't, I'm just going to break it down quickly. A tornado watch versus a tornado warning. Tornado watch is be prepared, a tornado is possible. Check forecast updates, monitor sky conditions, and know where your shelter is. Know where to take shelter. And then you have the warning. Then the warning is, that's when you have to take action. That is when a tornado is imminent. You have to take shelter now, seek further information, and check for forecast updates. But check for forecast updates only when you're in your shelter. That's what a warning means. And this is a very good way of interpreting it here. The taco watch versus the taco warning. You think about how you make a taco. You have all the ingredients laid out. So you have your cheese, your meat, you have the tomatoes, you have lime, everything else that's on there. But think about it. You have the taco watch, so you have the ingredients. But it doesn't become a taco warning until you start putting those ingredients together and you start actually making the taco. Then it's a taco warning. It's the same thing for a tornado. And if you're in that tornado risk today that I just showed, make sure you have a way to receive reliable weather warnings, and you have a shelter plan just in case that warning is issued for your area. Now let's take a look at the wave heights around Jamaica and the Caribbean. You can see the wave heights still looking pretty high around this area. You can see 8 feet. So the waves a little bit high off into the Atlantic as well. We have 9 feet. We have a little bit higher than normal waves. And if we take a look at South Africa's waves right now, you can see they're very, very high. You see 17 in some areas. And going more south, you have 11. A little bit more north, you have 12. So from Madagascar to South Africa and Mozambique, there's some very high waves right now. Let's take a look at the winds. You can see the winds in the Caribbean, the Atlantic. You see that usual wind gust kind of going down, and you can see the island of Jamaica here in the middle. The winds on Jamaica are pretty calm right now, about 5 knots. Not too bad at all. We take a look at the United States winds. You can see just about the same story going on here. Along Missouri, we have 16 knots. We have, in this area, of course, we have a little bit higher winds than normal. And you can't even see, what's pretty cool is you can see that low pressure system here on the map. You see how those winds look like they're rotating around? It almost looks like what you see with the hurricanes. For example, here's Genevieve over here. But it's because this is such a strong low pressure system that's this is what's bringing those storms to the Ohio Valley today. It's such a strong low pressure system that this is literally showing up on the winds as a rotating low pressure area. And that is what we're watching here. So this is the same thing that's going to bring all of these storms to the Ohio Valley today. Taking a look at the winds for the Mozambique, South Africa, and Madagascar area, you can see those winds getting pretty high around this area. And we'll take another look. 26 knots. You can see some places get up to about 29 knots, 30 knots, right around that area. So some pretty high winds off the coast of South Africa right now. We're going to come back to this, and we will be right back to this. Take a look at the satellite data. You can still see that trough off the United States now. It's worked its way into the Atlantic. And you can also see some storms around the Florida area. You also see to the south we have Hurricane Genevieve out here. It looks very tiny now on the radar. This once was a major storm, I should say. And you can see the tropic waves also on this map here. You can also see as we go throughout the hours here how this precipitation has kind of moved. But let's take a look at the island of Jamaica. Let's see what the rain and the precip here has been like. And you can see it looks like a stray shower or very weak storm was off to the northeast of Jamaica right now, or just a little bit ago. And now it looks like it's working its way onto the island, so very far eastern parishes of Jamaica will hopefully receive that rainfall. Let's take a look at the Jamaica Doppler radar, and you can see it tells the same story here. You can see some rain showers off to the north, and you can see the newest rain shower is a little bit further in this area. And let's see if we see that pop up. Yep, right there. You see that pop up there. And this is the shower we're watching to impact eastern parishes of Jamaica. So pretty cool. Let's take a look at the temperature forecast across the waters. You can still see, I want to keep going back to this every video because I want to see how this El Nino is going on. But you can see the waters right now looking 80 degrees, looking very favorable for tropical development over here. See 82, 83, 85. So very, very warm temperatures. It's the same for the Atlantic, but we have some strong wind shear, which makes it harder for these tropic storms to develop here. I want to take a look at the pressure because I want to see the areas by South Africa, how it's developing. You can see it looks like the low pressure system is starting to develop here. Just look. We talked about this in the last video. You see those storms starting to come together? This is what we talked about last video, and this could be the next tropical cyclone that impacts South Africa. Taking a look at the precip, this is what the precip map is showing. You can see it's showing light to very light rain across the area, and once again the satellite data shows those thunderstorms trying to rotate around in that clockwise manner. And you can also see the low pressure system that is starting to develop with that there. So we're going to keep an eye on this in South Africa here as this does develop, and we'll keep you updated in the next video. We will also take a look at the model for South Africa as well. So let's get into the models and let's get into the forecasting for the United States and other places. So you can see that low pressure system. It's indicated by the L over the Ohio Valley. You can see it's spinning. Looks like a hurricane. You can see how that is bringing the rainfall, bringing those storms today. And you can also see it looks like more rain is going to enter the Atlantic here soon over the next week or so. Let's take a look closer at the island of Jamaica. And you can see that this is the Caribbean and the Atlantic. You see the normal ridge of high pressure. Again, this high pressure ridge has been pretty closer to the United States than normal. You Can't see, it looks like some parishes of Jamaica are going to get in on that rainfall going into tomorrow. And as we go throughout the day tomorrow, it looks like you're going to continue to get those showers for a little bit. And then as we go into August 3rd, doesn't look like much precip expected. August 4th, a shower on the eastern parishes of Jamaica. August 4th, a little bit more, you get some more rain across most of the island. And then it's going to continue with some scattered showers around the 4th of August. Going into August 5th, you can see showers expected on western parishes of Jamaica. And as we go throughout August 5th, those showers kind of subside before they get to Jamaica. As we go into the 6th, you can see more showers expected on western parishes. As we go throughout the day on the 6th, you can see the final scan has some showers on the eastern parishes of Jamaica. And this is what we are expecting in a Jamaica area. And right around this, you can see that precip starting to pick up. Over here, that could be that low pressure system that we were talking about that could cause a tropical storm or hurricane for North Carolina there. I want to take a closer look at this region, but I want to take a look here at what South Africa is looking like here. So, take a look here. Southern Africa, this is what to expect as far as the low pressure system that's going to move through. You can see right now that low pressure is already starting to build. That's what we are just showing. And as we go throughout the days, this is going to continue to build. The minimum low pressure is going to be literally right now. So the maximum strength that this thing is going to have is going to be right now. And you can see it looks like to the west of Africa, there's another one. You see two at the same time in Southern Africa. And this one's going to be moving towards the actual island itself. But this one is going to be moving very strange. You see how this low pressure system over here moves very weird. It moves kind of east, moves south, and it moves southeast. It doesn't look like it's going to cause much of any impacts to the islands. Maybe some showers in Madagascar, maybe some showers in South Africa, extreme eastern South Africa along the immediate coast. But other than that, I don't think this is going to be much of a problem here as we go throughout the next few days. And we will watch for any more. You can see it looks like by the end of the scan here by the GFS that we have another low pressure system. It's just out of the region, but it looks like it's just entering that area. And we're going to watch it pretty closely there to see if that's actually what happens. So we'll keep you updated throughout how that goes. And that's about all the weather we have. So the live stream chance for today is sitting around a 3 out of 5 or about a 50 to 55 to 60% chance of us going live today. Because we did go live yesterday, but we also got to cover this weather event if I can. So make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. I appreciate you guys for watching, and see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.